This video is sponsored by Single Point Solution. Single Point is pioneer in production and distribution of electric vehicles like electric bikes, electric scooters and three-wheelers. Single Point also provide consulting services to small F players.
Hello friends, this is Chandrakant from Akulmac Technologies and welcome to Top Brass. Let me also welcome my friend from UK, Mr. Naval Goon.
Good morning, CK. Good morning, everybody. And more news on the world front. So what's happening with China and India? This seems to be a never-ending struggle. What's going on at the moment, CK?
Naval, for the first time, Chinese have realized the power of the Indian state because the Indian government has been elected by 600 million people, which is is twice as much as the European Union put together. So the Chinese government, being communist, they never have elections. So they are realizing for the first time, what Indian state is capable of. And yesterday in the afternoon, Indian government banned 118 Chinese apps, which is a very big deal. So all in all, so far in past 1.5 months, Indian state has banned nearly 250 Chinese apps, including 118 which were banned yesterday. So if you look at the ripple effect of this on the Chinese businesses, is huge because they had a huge subscriber base in India. India is a very populous country as much as China itself, and it's a democratic country. So unlike China, India allows freedom to its citizens to use whatever app they want. Because in China, what people want to use is determined by the government. They don't allow Facebook, they don't allow YouTube, whereas in India, everything is allowed. So Chinese businesses had huge subscriber base in India. So with 250 Chinese apps banned now, the cumulative subscriber base is almost equal to the population of the globe.
Wow. When you start to put it in perspective like that, it makes a huge impact. And even a small business, a small entrepreneur can understand what those are around. But like anything else, this has given other companies a huge opportunity. I mean, there's already a market, a database, a client base waiting for those apps. So again, our call to all of those digital SAS type or SaaS type groups out there, those that are in the mobile applications, look at what apps have been banned because there's a market for them. No? And like anything else, it's not a question of copying it anymore. It's a question of doing it better than somebody else. Like anything else, there's a leap of faith. I'm looking into your background as usual. When you look into someone's background, there is feats of engineering and feats of design that are there constantly. So, and I'm not talking about your poster, which is your design. I'm talking about the guitar. There are thousands of types of guitars out there, and you can buy lots of different types of guitar strings. So there's lots of manufacturers. So there's an opportunity to go and literally say, well, I like that one, but I don't like the light tan front. I'm going to make a green polka dot front, and I'm sure there's a market for it. Well, now there's an opportunity with these apps to go and do it. Look at what they were doing. Look at who was using it. And if that's your marketplace, go and do it. It's pretty simple. I mean, as you and I both know, making good quality apps is no longer the divine right of those with deep pockets.
Absolutely, Neville. And in fact, once these apps are banned, and in democracy there are there are corporations and there are government-run businesses, there are government departments. There is a whole lot of bureaucracy which is involved, and there are freedom of doing business in democracies which are governed by the United Nations. So we have all signed those charters, and we have to follow those rulings which are set forth by the United Nations, which is a civilized way of doing things. So once these apps are banned, obviously there has to be a very good reason, because India don't want to get dragged in international litigations. So they would have provided all these background, supporting proof before banning these apps. And unbanning is not going to be very easy either, because it's going to take same amount of bureaucracy to bring them on. So I think there is a void which has been created by these 250 apps which are now banned. Specifically India, there are huge consumer base waiting to try new applications, either from Indian origin or non-Chinese origin. Uh, and the basic fact is that these Chinese apps are banned on the basis of that these guys were stealing our data. So I think that is the underlying message to a country like China. All the other apps are still running. The Chinese business are still going on. It's not banned. The apps have been banned because they were stealing data. So I think there has been a big void in India specifically, because other countries have yet to take any action on the Chinese app, but India is taking the right action, because the Chinese also doing aggression on the borders. So I think in retaliation they are doing that, and this opens doors for a lot of Indian IT developers or game developers to come in, and also the service providers, SaaS service providers, to come in and occupy those places, because these apps are not going to be available 2 weeks from now, or 2 months from now, or 2 years from now. They are gone for a couple of years. Even if they have to come back.
I think once they're gone, they're gone. Because, as you say, the democratic process of banning the apps is just as complicated to reinstate them. Plus, as soon as you take something off the market, the consumers lose interest, and they'll be looking for something else. So once it's gone, it's gone. You lose your demographic, you lose your consumer base, your customers go somewhere else. But that is the opportunity that entrepreneurs, young app developers, as we said, in the SaaS arena, those people that have got good ideas, that are good at creating apps, you can now basically fill your boots. You can go into the market and see which ones have been taken away, and your marketing has been done for you. So let's not be too stupid here. If they've taken an app away, then the name of that app will be known by its customer base. And so you can just hashtag it and say, coming soon, a replacement for hashtag your missing app. So all of your marketing has been done for you. It's quite simple, really. Again, just don't overthink this. Get out there. Use the 5 inches between your ears. You and I have got an added advantage because we wear glasses. So we have a constant reminder when we put our glasses on that it's what's going on between the ears, because where do these things fit? Well, they fit over the ears. And what's in between the ears? Well, a very powerful computer. Let's put the right software in that computer, or we call it mindset. Let's get out there, do things, be assertive, be aggressive. 1.4 billion people in India are now missing a couple of hundred apps. Here's an opportunity. So calling all of you youngsters out there, or you older versions like me that fancy creating an app, go and do it. The market's there. Go and access it.
Absolutely. In fact, I was surprised that all the games which were very popular, apart from PUBG, like Kingdom, something called Kingdom and all that, all the characters in the games are European, and you're winning castles. So, I'm surprised to see that, it's a Chinese game.
Well, you'd be amazed. You've only got to go on the App Store, and you see all of these. It's all games. You know, the majority of these apps are games. TikTok was a game, really. It was a game you played with your mates and you just circulated a bit of nonsense, hoping that it went viral. Just like the SOTI Awards. It's exactly the same, really. The SOTI Awards is a game. And as soon as people look at the SOTI Awards as a game, you can start to enjoy it. You can be frustrated by it, of course. That's what games are all about. But the SOTI Award is a game of life. I mean, that's different. Whereas most of these apps are just games for having a bit of fun. So, as I say, there's so many crossovers here. And a lot of people will say, we'll be sitting out there now. I mean, yeah, I can imagine it. When TikTok was taken off the market and in China, and all of this issue has raised an even bigger issue. Control your own data. You know, that's a really important message that everybody needs to have. You know, don't give your data away unknowingly, unwittingly, because it could be used in some other arena. Unfortunately, there are unscrupulous organizations out there that use your data in a negative way rather than in a positive way. But that's a big, strong message that the Indian government are sending, not just to China, but to anyone developing a product which is taking some of your data. But here's an opportunity. Here's a real opportunity. Don't just sit there and say, oh, someone's taken TikTok away from I can't do this and I can't do that. Listen to the language. I can't. Oh, poor me. Oh, worry me. The entrepreneur will say, oh, someone's got a problem. I can solve that problem. And here's a huge opportunity. Look at that guitar, make a new guitar string. But guitars are not in the news, so you'd be wasting your time. Apps are in the news. Utilize that skill. And if you haven't got that skill, go and find some young developers, you know, some gamers that might not have the entrepreneurial clout, but you've got the idea, and go to them and get them to develop it. And by the way, give them a piece of the action. You know, if they've got flesh in the game, help them become an entrepreneur, not to be an employee. You know, the employee is probably a word will disappear in 40 years. Entrepreneur is now rising. It's like a phoenix coming out of the flames. But it's a great, I mean, I look at this and I think, oh, well, you know, the king is dead, long live the king. Okay, who's the king? You are. Get out there and do it. That's the message we can give to all of you people out there that's saying, oh, they've taken my app away. Well, go and replace it, you know, because there's a big market. Great message for a Thursday as we go into the weekend.
Thank you very much, Neville. I think you have put the message in right perspective. I'm sure a lot of viewers will get a cue from this message and start developing new apps for the Indian market, Indian consumers. So I will catch up with you tomorrow in the CEO Roundtable, and you have a nice day.
And you. Good luck, everybody, and get out there. Go and experiment.
Bye-bye.
Bye.